Well, hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing? My name is Jacqueline Kabah Harrison, and I am super excited to be here to be able to pour into you wherever you are tuning in from, wherever across the globe, whether it's morning, noon, or night. I am super excited to be here to share a couple of things with you. So, I'm catering this discussion to business owners, right? Haven't we ever seen individuals that have maybe started a business or maybe even just started a project and then just kind of fizzled off, right? I'm pretty sure you may have a cousin, an uncle, a brother, a spouse, whomever, maybe even yourself, right? You get all gung ho, you get all excited, you come up with a particular idea and you launch the project or the business or whatever it is. And maybe a month go by, maybe 6 months, and somehow little by little you begin to feel less and less motivated, right? You find yourself dragging, not wanting to put the energy in, not wanting to put the time in. Oh, I'll do it later, or oh, I'll do it tomorrow, or oh, it's not that important, I can always do it later, or do it another day, or maybe push it off the following week, right? So on and so forth. What am I talking about? Motivation. So I'm going to be talking to you and it's telling you a little bit about motivation and how to basically stay motivated. So, the question I want you to keep in your mind is, why do some people stay motivated and some do not? Keep that question in your mind. My name is Jacqueline Kabah Harrison. I am a confidence and success coach. I am also the proud visionary author of Born to Lead, Awakening the Leader Within. I am also the executive channel producer of A Queen's Roundtable channel on the one and only Women Win Network, which is specifically designated to women that are winning. In specific 365 days a year, women win. I am also your host for the A Queens Roundtable show, as well as the A Queens Roundtable Leadership Symposium. So, again, I am coming to you wherever you are to discuss motivation. Again, what was that question that I asked you to keep in your mind? Yes. Why do some people stay motivated while others do not? Why is this important? This is important, and I'm catering this to business owners. This is important because you are not, how are you going to have a successful business if you don't stay motivated, right? If you find that your motivation levels go up and down, around, and this week is up, that week is down, so on and so forth, you cannot run a successful business that way. Notice I said not that you can't run a business, but you cannot run a successful business that way. You have to find a way to keep your motivation up, right? You have to find a way to keep your motivation up. So, motivation, let's dive right in. Again, that question is, why is it that some people are able to stay motivated and to do what they have to do in their business on a consistent basis and others do not, right? Okay, so I'm going to share with you 4 different tips, okay, on how to stay motivated. 4 different tips on how to stay motivated. So if you don't already, go ahead, grab a pen and a pad and just jot these down, okay? Some, you may hear it, it's not going to be brain surgery, right? I'm not telling you something that you don't already know, but it's a good reminder. And oftentimes we have information, but what don't we do with it? We don't apply it. And sometimes it takes at that particular moment for something to click in our heads, right? And then we actually begin to practice it and we begin to utilize it and we begin to create success, right? So, first and foremost, I want to say to you, knowing your why. If you have ever worked with a business coach, or if you are a business coach yourself, I know you stress or know how important it is to know exactly what your why is, right? When we start our businesses and we work with a coach, or maybe just initially start the initial starting up process, we often write down why we're starting the business. Why is this important to us, right? Why have we actually started this particular business opposed to that particular business, right? Why a life coaching business versus selling cell phones or selling life insurance or opening a boutique, right? What is your why behind that business? Why is that important? It's important because we need to, that helps you to stay motivated when you know what your why is, right? And it's important to remind yourself repeatedly of what that why is. And sometimes it's multiple whys, okay? Like I know myself included, it's not just one. I don't just have one why. I have several different whys, as I'm pretty sure you do too, right? You probably have more than one. And if you think about it, stop and take a minute and think about it right now, maybe one will come to your mind. But as you go on, maybe later on tonight or tomorrow in the morning, you'll think of two, three other whys as to why you started your business. But always keep that in the forefront of your mind. Why is that important? Because there are going to be times that you're going to want to quit. You're going to want to throw in that towel, right? And then you need to what? Be able to go to your notepad or look on your refrigerator or on your vision board, wherever, right? And remember why you started that business in the first place, right? Why was this so important to you to take the time to create a business plan and to launch this particular business, helping these types of individuals in this particular way? Why was that important to you? So knowing that is the first one. Knowing your why is extremely, extremely important in terms of staying motivated. Okay. Secondly, let's see, my second one I want to mention is taking action. Consistently taking action. When you take action and you stay in motion, that in itself helps to keep you motivated, right? Oftentimes, let's just say, perfect example. Maybe you think of a particular idea. Maybe you want to, I don't know, throw a particular party or an event. Let's say you want to put together a particular event. You get excited about it, you jot down some ideas, and then you say, maybe you sit it down for a minute, or maybe you're going to check on something else or mention something to someone else, or something happens and it kind of interrupts your flow, and you just kind of sit it down. You kind of put it to the side, right? When you put something to the side, in essence, you're not taking action on it, right? You are not taking any action on it. When you don't take action, it's you are twice as likely to not take any action at all, or to never even pick it back up, or pick it up so sporadically, right? When you consistently take action and be intentional about it, intentional action will help to keep you motivated. Okay, notice I said not just any old action, but intentional action helps to keep you motivated. Always get into the habit of, and just in business and in your life in general, stay in the mindset of coming up with an idea, right? Mapping it out as best you can, and then executing. That execution is extremely, extremely important, because that is going to propel you to stay motivated, because you are constantly taking action, right? And there's a host of other benefits that come out of taking action. Obviously, being able to get it done, but also being able to tweak things along the way, right? And that constant staying in motion, it keeps you sharp, it keeps you active, it keeps you, reminds you of, or can remind you of your why. And last but definitely not least, keeps you motivated. Like I said, just think about any time where you've had an idea and you kind of sat it down, or you sat on something, you said you were going to come back to it, right? What tends to happen? We tend to forget about it and don't even come back to it. or if we do come back to it, we've lost so much momentum, right? And what does that do? That increases our the likelihood of us just abandoning the whole project, or you have to create some sort of it's going to take more effort to keep you motivated and to get you back on track. But if you are constantly, consistently taking intentional action, you can stay on track. So that way you don't have to get on track and have to take that extra energy in order to get yourself back on track. Okay? So those 2 points so far is one, always knowing your why, even reminding yourself. I don't care if it's daily, a few times a week, monthly, however often you have to do it. Remind yourself of your why. And the second one is to take consistent, intentional action. Consistently take intentional action. The third one is celebrate your wins. And that kind of piggybacks with taking consistent, intentional action. The more action steps or the more execution you do, you can celebrate it. No matter how big or how small the action steps are, they all lead to the end goal, right? All the steps are going to lead to the end goal. So I don't care how big or how small they are, whatever action steps you take, make sure you celebrate it. Celebrate those small wins. Those small wins, again, are going to help keep you motivated. They're going to help motivate you to continue to take more consistent, intentional action. Quick example, let's just say if you want to, again, create an event and maybe you decide on who your target audience is, or maybe you select a place, a venue of where you're going to have this particular event, or maybe you determine who you're going to collaborate with for the event. Those are all huge steps, but I'm just throwing something out there. Taking even one action, even naming the event, or selecting a date that you're going to do it. It's going to be September 26th and 27th of 2022, right? And it's going to be called blah, blah, blah. Celebrate it. Now you are 2 steps closer to achieving that end goal, which is actually creating that successful event. You have named it and you have decided when you're going to do it, right? And that can be used with anything. Celebrate each win or celebrate the small wins. Celebrate those action steps, no matter how big or how small, right? So if you're taking consistent, intentional action and you are celebrating your steps along the way, your action steps, that's half the battle right there. Trust and believe that is going to help you stay motivated. Now, last but not least, I wanted to touch on internal versus external motivation. Let me say it again. Internal versus external motivation. External motivation is the things such as, think about it. I mean, what do you think I mean when I say external motivation? Example being something such as a car or a house, or maybe how much money you're going to make, or how it's going to impress another individual, right? That's external. That's outside of you, which a lot of us are motivated by external factors. And there's nothing wrong with being motivated by external factors, right? Thinking about purchasing a yacht, or purchasing your favorite car, your dream car, or thinking about buying your dream home, right? That's an excellent, excellent motivator. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I just want you to understand the difference. That's external. An internal motivator has to do with you. It has to be something in specific that motivates you. Like, for example, your why. Your why, I like to refer to it as an internal motivator because that is something that is going to drive you. That's an internal force that drives you, whether it's your compassion to help others. Maybe you, I don't know, were a victim of um, some form of sexual assault, and you have made it your mission to help other victims of sexual assault, right? You've been able to work through it and to be able to not only survive, but to thrive. And now you want to help others do the same, right? That's your why behind your business. That's your internal motivation. That's like your internal motor, right? What gets you up in the morning? What motivates you internally to be able to do the things that you need to do in your business, right? So I wanted to be able to draw that distinction between external and internal, right? So again, the internal is inside of you, what motivates you, what drives that motor, and the external are external forces like buying a car, buying purses, buying a yacht, things of that nature. Now, the reason that that's important to know is because those external forces may either not always be there, they will change, or you may achieve them, right? That's outside of you. When you have internal motivating forces, that stays within you. That is something that remains within your control. It's that internal force is what I truly believe keeps that longevity, right? So like I said, you can have a combination of both internal and external, but definitely make sure you are locked in on what those internal motivating forces are, right? Because they will always be with you. That is your anchor. That is your foundation. What motivates you internally. Those individuals that are strictly motivated by external motivation, external motivating forces, have a tendency to fall off or achieve the goal and have absolutely no satisfaction from actually achieving that goal. So either they fall off and or they achieve it and they have no internal gratification for even achieving that goal. Think about a goal that you've had in the past that was an internal motivating factor. It didn't matter what anybody else said. It didn't matter what anybody else did. It didn't matter if they got up and did it with you. It didn't matter if they supported you. It didn't matter what they thought about it, if they decided to help you, but you were determined that you were going to do that or achieve that particular task, right? That is the strongest motivating force that will keep you motivated, that will keep you taking those action steps, those intentional action steps, that will keep you celebrating your wins. And last but not least, again, tie that into your why and your internal, motivating force go hand in hand. So hopefully that was helpful for you. And you can take those small tips that I have provided you and turn those into actionable steps and make sure that you are aware of them and practice them daily. They will help you to stay motivated. So that question, why do some people stay motivated and others don't? Those 4 reasons that I mentioned to you are crucial factors in an individual staying motivated. Again, my name is Jacqueline Kabah Harrison. I am a confidence and success coach. I can be found at Realizing Your Potential, the numbers 123.com, or on Facebook and Instagram under Realizing Your Potential, the numbers 123. And I can also be found on LinkedIn under Jacqueline Kabah Harrison. Please link up with me. I would love to collaborate, would love to meet you and find out what sort of magic we can work together. Thank you again for listening. Again, I'm Jacqueline Kabah Harrison. Take care, everyone.